Good morning, I'm Jeff. I'm a sewer tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 47011 Northwest Chrysler Drive here in Banks. We're located at the rear of the home. We're right here at this kind of nook where the rear entrance to the garage is at, the garage and the actual main house area meet. Anyway, we have a 3-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Currently have water running. Here we go. Hey, we're going through a belly here on the line. We'll see what this looks like on the way back when we drain the line out completely. Let's see how much water we have there, but that's a fairly significant belly there, though. And we are getting debris building up in it on the side walls of the pipe. Looks like a little bit more standing water here. That was pretty minor there. In general, kind of my rule of thumb is once you get about 5 feet of pipe with 3/4 to 1 inch of water, when the line's totally drained out, left over, that's generally where you'll get just regular toilet paper building up in the line, not stuff that shouldn't go down the pipe. So it's not that it can't be lived with, but it makes it much more likely to get debris buildup in the blockage. And we'll give this joint a look on the way out when it's drained. Make sure that thing's not off. It looks like it's shifted some, so I want to make sure it's not totally open to the ground or anything. And then here at about 62 feet out, we have reached the terminus of the line. This is on a septic system here. This is the tank connection. I'm going to go do locates, verify where this is at. And I believe we have a shop over here with an apartment in it that has the lines. We'll probably be scoping that out to where it ties into this. But anyway, we'll let the line totally drain out here so we can have a good look at all the standing water on the way back. Alright, located the camera head successfully. The line just goes on the other side of the kind of shop and apartment area. There's a tank on the other side there that's exposed. The line may actually travel right through that building there, and the lines may tie directly into it, so there may not be a whole second line to scope on this one. Like we're just about all drained out here. I'm trying to slosh the water out of here, make sure we don't have broken pipe or anything like that. The joint is offset here. It's got about a 1/4 inch offset, roughly. It's a spot where you can get debris that will hang up in the line just because there's a little bit of an edge there. In fact, you can see that this section of pipe here kind of settled. This joint as well here. There's a drop down. Now, anyway, at this time, it's not causing significant flow, but if something like a paper towel or something like that accidentally goes down the line, or a big wad of toilet paper, big ball of it, a spot like this with quite a lot of stuff to build up at it. So, anyway, I would recommend repairing that. I'll at least try and locate where it's at here. I just want to make sure there's nothing else right next to it either. Alright, so I put the camera about smack dab in the middle of this section of pipe here that's settled. This is right outside the house, luckily, so I do recommend swapping this piece of pipe out here. It's settled and it's at risk for causing debris to collect in the line. And that is here at basically the section of pipe. It's about a 1.5, 2 foot section here, but it's about 57 feet. Now this joint here, it appears it may still be sealed. It's hard to say. That joint there looks like it's separated quite, or at least it's pulling apart. Let me see if I can find a. This is how a joint should look here, nice and tight. This one right here is showing a bit of separation. It looks like it's still, as far as I can tell here, still sealed off from the ground. But it does look like it has pulled apart to a certain extent. It's really hard to say. It's possible it's glued that way and it's good to go. I don't see any openings there or anything of that nature. I'll try and locate and see where this is at exactly. Now this particular spot here is located underneath the building, under slab concrete. So, because I don't see any separations, I mean, obviously the joint is separated, but it looks like there still is some jacketing on the outside there, where the pipe is either glued or has a fern coat around it. That's not ground we're seeing there between that pipe joint. That's looks like plastic or a fern coat. So because it's under concrete like that, I'm not going to recommend any repair on it. In a situation like this, it's not affecting the flow or anything like that. That's quite a lot of money to spend to start tearing up the concrete to fix something that's not affecting the flow and doesn't appear to be open to the ground at this point. So now this is a spot here with some standing water. It's very, very minimal. No reason to fix that. I mean, probably only about an eighth, maybe a 16th of an inch of water there. You can see how all of a sudden the pipe started dropping there and the debris started getting much, much thicker. This belly is doing a bit more to cause debris buildup. I'm seeing grease build up all the way to the top of the pipe, which means the line is filling up that much to deposit that stuff there. I am going to recommend a spot repair to correct the belly. We have a little bit of standing water right off the... It looks like it starts here only about 3 feet in. And you get a better picture now of the amount of stuff that's building up in there. About half of it has about 1 inch of standing water. The other half has about 1/2 inch of water. It's a pretty long section of line here, though. It's here at about 19 feet. That's about a 16-foot section of pipe here. I'll do markings, white X's on either end of the repair. I'll mention the depth here in just a moment. It should be quite shallow. I had to move the camera reel a little bit to do this final marking here. This is right about where the belly starts at. It's actually about 4 feet from the clean out. So from 4 feet to 19 feet, I recommend correcting the belly. We do have an inch of standing water in the line, and we have a fairly significant amount of debris building up in the line because of it. So I recommend that get corrected. I recommend a rescope afterwards to make sure that everything was corrected properly. There's also the section of pipe out at about 57 feet, just on the other side of the shop and apartment, just before the tank. There's about a 1.5 to 2 foot section of pipe there that is settling. There's about a 1/4 inch, almost a 1/2 of an inch of offset there at those joints. So I'm concerned about, one, that joint opening up, but two, that lip there can cause debris to build up at it and cause a blockage. So I recommend getting that corrected. That's 3 feet deep. The belly over here, they're both underneath just dirt or gravel, and the belly here is under gravel, and it's 1 foot 10 inches at the end, about 1 foot 8 inches at the beginning right here where we're sitting. So I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera on out of the line. Aside from those issues, the rest of the line is in good condition. That joint that's underneath the building that we saw that's showing separation, again, that's one that's, it's technically, obviously you shouldn't have any separation in the joint there, but you can see that it's not opened up to the ground. There's some kind of sleeve or coupling on the outside of that that's keeping it sealed off to the ground because there's a smooth wall there. So to avoid jackhammering up the concrete to fix something that's not causing any problems at this point, I'm not going to recommend any repair on that, but the other two I do recommend fixing. I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera all the way out.